Okay, thanks for the time for given to me. Now I will introduce myself. My name is Kristina Uta Sambu and you can call me Ian. In here I will to present my proposal about little a comparative study between phoneme, Mauponggo dialect and Maunori dialect of Nagekeo language. Okay, the chapter 1 introduction. In introduction have 1.1 background and 1.2 research problem. Here uh, first what are the difference between Mauponggo dialect and Maunori dialect of Nagekeo language, and two what the similarities between Mauponggo dialect and Maunori dialect of Nagekeo language, and 1.3 in here aims of study. uh, Based on the research question, the main and the aim of this research is first to know the comparison between Mauponggo dialect and Maunori dialect, where can answer what the research problem 4.1, and two to know similarities Mauponggo dialect and Maunori dialect of Nagekeo language, and point 1.4 significance of study. 1.4.1 implication. This research is expected to support the theory of phoneme. Phoneme is linguistic term and is the smallest unit in language that can still show different meaning. And 1.4.2 application. Based on the result of this study, the writer won't give some function of the research. There are the first, the result of this study is expected to give information readers about comparison between Mauponggo dialect and Maunori dialect of Nagekeo language. Two, the other the other research can be used as reference, especially for the knowledge of phoneme change in Mauponggo language and of Nagekeo language. Chapter 2, Literature Review, Concept and Theoretical Framework. This chapter consists of review related literature, theoretical framework, concept, research model, directing and answer question, several illustration of the proposal research. 2.1 Literature Review. In this part, the writer presents two similar studies that have done by some previous research. Conducted a study on the previous by Lee 2015, the current study hypothesized the South King Yung-sun and Jongnam under a title A Comparative Study of the Seoul and South King-sun Dialect. This paper examined the acoustic properties of pitch accent of Song Kyung-sung Korean, focusing on generational difference. Kyung-sung Korean has lexical pitch accent, whereas standard Seoul Korean does not. However, whether the speech accent maintained by younger Kyungsung speaker is questionable given the influence of Seoul Korean. They examine FO, scaling and argument of pitch accent system original dialect, and of the prosodic Kyungsung Korean towards of non-tonal Seoul Korean. The second previous study conducted by Morrison and Escudero that under title Cross Dialect Comparison of Peninsular and Provincial Spanish Vowels. A comparison was made of the acoustic properties of Spanish speakers from Spain and Peru. Monophthongs were produced in sentence final position. Peninsular speaker vowels were shorter, had lower fundamental frequency, and were more likely to produce with creaky voice. conducted a study on the preface by Mujahidatur Rahmah that under title The Lexical Comparison Between Tebing Tinggi Subdialect in Dharmasara. His paper examined difference Tebing Tinggi subdialect in Dharmasara compared to the standard Minangkabaunese. In this paper, the researcher used descriptive method. It is possible to compare two dialects so that can find the difference, the uniqueness and similarities of lexical change and the vocabulary similarities. From the research that has been done, Tebing Tinggi subdialect often use phone O, W, and W in the middle of the word, and phoneme A changes on O and E and the end of the word. From sample research also find the similarities in some vocabulary used by Tebing Tinggi subdialect and the standard Minangkabau. Above this show that phoneme can be found phonemes be vowels as in hit, consonant as in t, and pions. With this research support the theory of phoneme. 2.2 Concept. 2.2.1 Phonology. In this concept have phonology and 2 have phoneme at the 2.2.2 and 3 at 2.2.3 comparison dialect, and the next 2.2.4 the types of phoneme. The type of phoneme have 4 kind, and the next 2.2.5 dialect, and the last theoretical framework. In phonology and linguistics, phoneme is unit of sound that distinguish on one word from another in particular language. Chapter 3 Research Methodology. The writer used descriptive qualitative research as stated by Isaac Michael 2014. The descriptive qualitative method describes and population and evidence of the data systematically, factually, and accurately. This study used descriptive qualitative method in analyzing the problems in which the purpose to know how phoneme change in dialect of Nagekeo language. This study is carried out by formulating problem, collecting data, and descriptive data. 3.1 Research Locus. The research will be conducted at Ua Village, Mauponggo District, Nagekeo Regency, Witu Village, Keo Tengah District, Nagekeo Regency, Provinsi East Nusa Tenggara Timur. Data research. The writer will analyze dialect of Mauponggo language, Maunori dialect according to Saryono. Qualitative research is research that is uses to answer, find, describe, explain the quality or feature of social influence that cannot be convincing. For systematic, the writer could choose for the informants of the researcher where they were native speaker of Mauponggo and Maunori dialect of Nagekeo language. 3.3 Research method and technique of data collection. 3.4 Research instrument. 3.5 Research procedure. Research procedure, and 3.6 Method and technique data analysis, and the last is bibliography. Thank you.